One of the most iconic movies of Bollywood, Jab We Met, is a 2007 Bollywood romantic comedy film written and directed by Imtiaz Ali, and the costume designing is done by Manish Malhotra. We'll be looking at how the costuming relates to the story and character of Geet, as well as how it influenced Indian fashion pop culture in the 2000s. Aditya Kashyap, heir to a wealthy family, is depressed and suicidal. He walks out of a major company meeting and eventually wanders aimlessly, boarding a train where he meets another passenger, Geet. Geet is uninhibited and spontaneous. She's full of life and has a unique sense of humor. She's adventurous, bold, outspoken, and not afraid to take risks. Throughout the first half of the film, we see her rather immature and childish personality reflected through her vibrant choice of tops, kurtas, bags, and contrasting salwar kameez. In her very first look, she is introduced to us in a fulkari dupatta on top of a white shirt and a classic blue jeans. She has a colorful bangle set on with oxidized earrings, hand rings, a blue top underneath, with a brown Rajasthani cloth bag. This first look in particular plays with an Indo Western fusional theme and is a foreshadowing of how Geet's character will be portrayed to us in the rest of the movie through her clothes. For look 2, we see Geet in a long white t shirt with the Mughal Azam graphic print on it, indicating she is a Bollywood fan, which she also mentions in the movie twice. And it's interesting how Manish Malhotra has synced in these little details about Geet's personality to her choice of clothes. She wears this shirt on top of a patiala salwar in white, paired with a bright blue camisole underneath, with the same traditional colorful bangles that she was wearing in the previous outfit. This particular outfit is probably one of the most iconic Bollywood outfits, in my humble opinion, and I think it has really moved the fashion pop culture in India throughout the years. We have seen various memes, articles, pictures about this particular outfit, and I think part of the reason of why it was such a big hit is because it's very casual and relatable. It has this very candid and comfortable yet chic vibe about it, with a hint of Indo Western fusion theme that we see throughout the film. Back then, it set the fashion scene on fire, and all the clothing outlets, from local bazaars to high end boutiques, were running out of stock for patialas and long shirts. And I also think that the patiala that Geet is wearing is a reflection of her character um, from belonging to Punjab. So it really goes well with the storyline and her character in general. For look 3, 4, and 5, we see Geet donning these bright tops in a multitude of colors, ranging from yellow to red, and pairing them up with the low waist jeans, which is very 2000s, and accessorizing her outfits with colorful Indian bangles, hoop earrings, and even that classic Y2K waist belt. Another iconic look in particular is one of my personal favorites because it goes so well in sync with the movie. So they're supposed to make a stop at Rajasthan Kota, and this particular look is so Rajasthani with the colorful bag and the blue tassels around it, and the vibrant handmade fulkari dupatta paired up with the bright red gold sequin top and her usual bangles with the hoop earrings. So this is the perfect reflection of what a good designer, a good costume designer should do. He should like sync the storyline with the movie, and yeah, this particular look, it resembles, you could look at it and tell that it's a modern Western fusion of an Indian Rajasthani look. So it's personally one of my favorites. It's also interesting to note how Geet is always wearing a kada in every single frame of the movie, which implicates her faith in God. And we see in one of the previous scenes, when she's her one of her first scenes, she's boarding the train and she tells the coolie to be careful with the Babaji ki photo. I'll insert the clip. And she's also seen carrying it separately in another scene which I think is a reflection of her character as a Sikhni of Bhatinda, and that she takes pride in being one. Now, for her back home looks, we see Geet in more modest Indian outfits with handmade kurtas in chikanhari work, lace edging, and floral patterns in pastel shades with her usual jeans. She also has her hair oiled and braided in a very Punjabi hairstyle in this particular scene, and I think that was a good detail as well. In Nagara, she wore a bright pink kurta with blue and orange embroidered flowers, sequins, and zari patterns that were paired with light green salwar and orange dupatta. The color palette, I think, is so well coordinated and it complements the bright personality of Geet and it brings out the colorful cinematography in the background of the song. So then comes her running away outfit, which was also one of the most viral looks from this particular movie. We see Geet in a more wintry kind of outfit as she's running away with Aditya to meet Anshuman, her boyfriend, who lives in Manali. So it's gonna be relatively cooler over there, and that's why she's wearing a denim jacket with a hoodie layered on top of a yellow kurta embroidered in white and jeans with white shoes underneath and her usual hoop earrings. And this outfit is also very travel friendly, and Manish Malhotra has worked his finest in building a more relatable character for the audience. He has purposely tried to cultivate this image of a more relatable, casual girl straight out of college and has done a pretty good job at it, as most of these looks they still stand relevant today. I still go to the university every day and I personally see girls wearing these Indo Western outfits with shoes and denim jeans and jackets overneath in the winter. So, this is still very relevant, and Manish Malhotra has again done a good job at it. Then comes the song Ye Ishq Hai, in which Aditya is beginning to realize he has fallen in love with Geet. And very interestingly, he imagines Geet in the same outfits as this song when he thinks about her in Tumse Hi. Like a lot of the outfits that there are five outfits in Tumse Hi, and three out of them are the same outfits that she wears in this song when he has probably realized he has fallen for Geet. So we see her in three new looks. For her first look, we see her in this black full length skirt with sequins and a fitted kurta top with golden embroidery on it. And for her second look, we see her in this very vibrant Himachali costume in a multitude of colors. And it's so pretty. The cinematography of this song is so colorful, just like Nagara. And we see her in this flowing embroidered kurta with patterned bodice and belt and churidar with the printed headscarf. And after that, for her third look, we see her in this very memorable fashion forward look. This was again one of the most popular, most viral looks from the movie, and we have seen a lot of people try to recreate this particular look. And whenever we think of Geet, this is one of the most popping look that comes into our mind. And she has this black corset laid over a bishop sleeve top and a red long skirt underneath. And I think it's such a cottage core look. It's such a moment, and we have seen various readaptations of it on TikTok and Pinterest, and the Desi girls trying to recreate this look of Keith. So then the second half of the movie is about to begin, where Geet will go through a heartbreak over Anshuman. And before that, I would like to mention another subtle, very subtle detail that has been added to her appearance before these scenes, before the second half of the movie. And it is that throughout the movie, we see Geet obsessed with red nail paint. She's wearing this in almost every single scene, and it's really interesting as red is symbolic of personality traits of a person who is energetic, passionate, a touch aggressive, and outspoken, which sounds a lot like Geet. And no, I do not think this is a coincidence because her red nail paint is entirely removed from the scenes where she's going through a heartbreak over Anshuman, to which we are gonna come next. So I think this was very much intentional. And red is also associated with love, and I think that's very Geet as well. So now we have reached the second half of the movie where Keith is gonna go through a heartbreak. And even though these looks in the second half of the movie, all of them are pretty plain, they do have a deeper meaning behind them. Like the white in the second half of the movie is a subtle indicator of the color literally being taken away from Geeth's life. It creates this juxtaposition of Geet in the first half of the movie in a multitude of colors with a lot of personality, naiveness, and a zest for life, which she has now lost. And the lack of vibrancy in her clothes in these scenes is symbolic of her heartbreak over Anshuman and her now sorrowful life in Shimla. She also barely has any makeup on her face, reflective of her ongoing desolation. And the once hyperactive Keith, who was full of life, has now been reduced to a much gloomy and rather dejected person. Salwar kurtas and the rest of the scenes are in single colors and in lighter shades like pale blues, whites, and lavender. The bright red nail paint on her nails, aforementioned, has been removed in these scenes only to be reapplied again when she decides to go back to Batanda with Aditya. Moving on to the end scene of the movie, we come back exactly to how Jab We Met started, the train theme. This is the scene where Keith feels like a train is passing by and she cannot quite catch it. This is symbolic to the flurry of emotions she's feeling inside, and this is where she realizes that this is not a train but the love of Aditya she's longing for. She runs to Aditya in this simple yet graceful white patiala suit and kisses him. Now Geet and Aditya are getting married, and we come to the end song Moja Hi Moja, where Kareena Kapoor is seen wearing this black bedazzling golden embroidered top with a glittery belt over flowy harem pants, and throughout the song we see various background dancers keeping up with the gleam theme in glittery bra tops and colorful crop jackets, harem pants, and sparkly waist belts epitomizing the Y2K era. We also saw a comeback of this trend in 2021 when Dooja performed in a similar outfit in Jingle Ball with her Prada sneakers, and we have seen this trend's readaptations since then. Fashion influences people's lives, and a prime example is Manish Malhotra, the face behind Kareena Kapoor's wardrobe in Jab We Met. Every outfit worn by Kareena in the movie was an exterior expression of her mood and went exactly in sync with the storyline. The beauty and the subtle details of every scene in this movie are etched in my memory, and this was indeed a very fun analysis to do. Let me know in the comments which character and movie fashion analyses you would want to see next, and please like and share my video if you enjoyed it.